Hello, 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 hello. Good night. Welcome to another iRep Sports, another Wednesday night. It's been quite some time since we've connected, or I should say, the days go by quickly. The games come thick and fast, and we just have to get right into it. So much has happened over the sporting landscape. Definitely want to be touching. Well, I'm in Jamaica, and so we have Jamaican interests. And so one of the topics I'm looking at tonight is the Jamaica Reggae Boys team. Some their potential players that are coming in. Some are being sorted in terms of their passports to actually play for the nation of Jamaica to make attempts at getting to another World Cup, and other prospective players in and around um, the World Cup team or the squad. That Tapa Whitmore and his um, coaches, the assistants, personnel of that nature would be looking at to try to get into the setup to prepare for another quad, the campaign, and to get their team to the another historic occasion, which is the World Cup. So I'm looking at that, definitely looking at the EPL. So much has taken place, shake-ups between the clubs that are vying for pole position. As a Liverpool supporter through and through, it is unfortunate that I'd have to report tonight, as of the 20th of January 2021, Manchester United unfortunately is leading the table. Sad, sad news for me, but it is what it is. It's a reality that I have to deal with. And as I've predicted, they will not be ending in that position. So I'll leave it at that. But looking forward to hearing from you. Please, first and foremost, let's see with some housekeeping. Al is behind the scenes to some extent. He may be coming on, but it's not a certainty. So much has happened today in terms of just it being a long day for me. And but I had to come on, had to be diligent and ensure that I, made that sacrifice to come on board. The usuals like Demo and Juan are seemingly unavailable, so um, I'm flying solo for the most part. So please hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, notification. But I'm not sure which platform you'll be seeing this on. But if you're on YouTube, please hit that and subscribe button. Please comment and share. That will help us to get more viewership as we build this platform. If you're on Twitter, like and share, comment, the same thing. And if you're watching us on Facebook, please like, comment, and share. And there's also a notification that anytime we're going live, you will see that notification popping up in your timeline or your notification apps, whatever it is, the alerts. You'll see iRep Sports coming at you. Just a second here. So, as I mentioned earlier, there are a number of different things that we want to look at. First and foremost, from a local level, I want to take a look at just a few of the players that are vying to come into the national setup. So we're looking at players like Andre Gray. He was is a striker forward at Watford. Obviously, they got relegated from the Premier League last season, last campaign. He was more of a substitute, started some games, but was more second striker to Troy Deeney. But when he came on, he was to some extent he has pace, can score goals. Not as prolific in my memory as he could be, but again, when you don't get a consistent run, you're not always able to perform at peak level. But for what it's worth, Andre Gray is a decent striker, and for Jamaica, he will definitely be a player that will be one of the standouts, I believe. Has scored some good goals over the years as well. Liam Moore, centre back for Reading. They're vying to come up into the Premiership. He's not bad at all in terms of being a defender for the club. We definitely need players of that ilk to come in that are first of all central defenders, because we've been having a serious issue in that department. Mariappa, 34, on the wrong, as I said, the wrong side of 30. So he will not be able to maintain the levels. He will not be able to play every game, similar to Wes Morgan at the time when he was coming into the setup. As you get older, it's not always easy to cover games, especially when they're close together and be able to play back to back. And then not only in terms of the age, but you need competent central defenders. It's a position that has to be learned over time. There are a number of young players that play in the position, but they don't excel as yet. It's something that as you get older, you get better at. And there are very few that actually start out at a centre back at a young age and are able to excel right throughout. It's something that takes a little time. Perfect example is, well, shouldn't say perfect, but a decent example is Reece Williams at Liverpool. A 19-year-old has had some good games, but when he's not had the requisite personal beside him, maybe as the a naturalized centre back, or he himself just making errors. It's all part of the learning curve. These things happen. He's 19. When he becomes 29, he'll be much more experienced, much more mature, can read the game better. And some of the mistakes that he would have made at a younger age, you're hoping, more than likely, he will not make those same mistakes because he's seen it all before. Um, Kemar Roof, he is a striker, winger, and attacking midfielder at Rangers. He he's had a pretty decent campaign, and the good thing about Kemar Roof is that he's gotten experience not only in the Scottish League, but they are also in Europa. And so he's getting European experience and getting that ability to play in that capacity. So he's getting a lot of exposure. Isaac Hayden, also another interest, is a midfielder at Newcastle. And so I'm while I'm doing that, big ups to Dima joining tonight.
Big up, big up, big up.
Yeah, wasn't sure if Dima was gonna be able to make it, but he's made the sacrifice. People, when Dima comes on, it's a sacrifice, right? He's his time and the hours that him keep it's not normal.
Yeah, big
Very
up,
very very busy. Yeah, man, big up, bro. So just basically just running through some of the players that we had discussed earlier today in terms of the Jamaican setup. Some players that are potentially coming on. There's some certain passport issues and
yeah.
so forth. And so I just went through Andre Gray, Liam Moore, and just was touching on Kemaru when they joined. So from you, Demo, your thoughts? You've seen Andre Gray, Watford player. You've seen him over the years. What are your thoughts on the? Let's say them one at a time. What are your thoughts of Andre Gray?
Yeah, so the thing is, for me, I don't really know much of the others apart from Isaac Hayden and Andre Gray. And for Andre Gray, I think it was when he was at Burnley. Was it Burnley he was at before Watford?
Oh, I think so. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when he was
yeah,
at
yeah,
Burnley, that's where he really made his name. He's a very fast forward, and he
yeah. I
loves
was
to
saying that
run.
he's very quick. Yeah,
Yeah, run between the lines and make those runs. And he's not as technical as a lot
yeah.
of other
I was saying
forwards,
the same thing. Yeah,
but but
he
for
can get goals,
Jamaica, yeah, for Jamaica, he will surely get goals. And for
and he
Hayden,
and I don't think he got a lot of opportunities to start regularly. He was more of a second striker behind a Troy Deeney.
yeah,
In
for
terms of
Watford, yeah.
yeah, it started at some points when maybe Deeney got injured or was out on cars or whatever the case may be. And as I said, it wasn't prolific, but sometimes he scored some blinders. He does have a
Yeah,
good strike on him. And
yeah.
as you said, the most important thing, which does match our DNA, is he's very quick.
Yeah, so and not only that, for Jamaica with the players that he has behind him, I think he would definitely get goals, especially with Leon Bailey and you have Ravel Morrison, being
Hey,
a part of the
listen,
team.
listen, bro. This is looking like a very serious Jamaican team.
Yes, man,
Um, the previous Jamaican team that didn't make it with the West Morgans and so forth. I honestly thought that because of so many internal wranglings, the team didn't make it as far as they could, or
yeah,
probably to some extent them as well. But I thought overall it was a lot more internal and the team was just not as focused. But that team was a quality outfit.
Yeah.
This team,
That's how
though,
with McCleary
listen,
them, right?
right. Gareth McClear and so forth. But hey, listen, bro, this team has some quality. I heard them. I heard today when Bobby Reed was not in the game because of he was out on card suspension,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was missed in the game today. But I'm just saying he's showing his quality week in week out, and people are recognizing his quality, right? We're talking about Ravel Morrison as you spoke about. We have Leon Bailey coming in, right? The front side of the team, not normal. Kemar Nicholson to
Yeah.
come in, right?
Shamarni
We have a
too.
Shamar Nicholson. We have a
Mhm.
top class goalkeeper,
Yeah.
right? Working on the central defense, and other areas. But I'm
And
saying that,
don't forget
mhm.
Low. I think he's a brilliant centre back.
Yeah, man, definitely captain,
And
um,
Lawrence a left back.
Andre Lowe,
Um, Lawrence at
exactly,
left back
Taxi
and
Lawrence,
Alvas Powell at right back.
right? The only thing that we had the concern was the central defensive partnership,
Yeah, and if
and
Hayden
and
come
Hayden, as a midfielder, cover Liam Moore alongside Lowe probably or something of that nature.
and Johnson, remember Johnson a play too now. Daniel Johnson.
Daniel Johnson, who scored a brilliant goal the other day. Listen, we have players, bro, that I'm looking at them saying, listen, oh, this Jamaican team, if we do not get to World Cup, it would
Yeah,
be a huge disappointment. They
yeah,
have the
massive
tools to get
failure.
there. Say I was thinking about something. I think it was today or so, and I was saying, depending on who we get, of course, Jamaica can actually push with the quality. So we can push out, come out of the first round. I
Of
think
course.
I think if these guys gel and the right strategies employed with the quality that we're speaking of, um, I believe that we definitely can do some damage. Obviously we have to get there first,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
if everybody does what they need to do, I think this team is a quality outfit that can actually get themselves in the World Cup and probably surprise a few teams.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Um, so that's something to look at. You say you don't know. I don't know the in-depth Kemar Roof, but I do know obviously he plays for your forever our forever super captain, Captain Fantastic Steven Gerrard plays at
Mhm.
Rangers. Gerrard managing Rangers, who last time I checked are runaway leaders of the Scottish Premiership.
Still undefeated.
Right, I didn't even realize that or check that. But runaway leaders, and obviously it's just waiting in the wings to complete the job. It has to be a complete disaster for it to go off the rails. But Gerard has done a very good job since he's been there, and he's getting his team towards the finish line one game at a time.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know why you keep just a sidetrack a bit. I don't know why you keep, what should I say, affecting your peace of mind and your sleep wearing that West Indies jersey. But you seem to love pain. So let me
Literally.
give you a quick run. Go ahead, bro.
No,
Vent. No man, listen, this is a sports show. Go ahead, man. You wear the shirt and you write shit. I can't tell last you talk, what was it? Every time it's something with a Liverpool player in your name tag. So if you mention West Indies, it's serious. Go ahead, bro. Give you a minute, man. Go on.
no, man. It's just. I mean, cricket is my first love. I don't know how many
Yeah,
people
yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, man. Talk about that. Hold on,
I'm
let me interview you a little bit. So when, when did you start playing cricket? I heard you. I don't know where you mentioned it, but you did speak about it. Talk to me about your cricket, your love for cricket, and why cricket.
All right, so I actually started playing cricket as early as primary school. I used to play with the orange ball them called compress. I attended Russell Primary and I was playing for that team. Obviously, I just saw them one day playing in that asphalt area and it just seemed to just catch me. I think
Yeah.
I grew up with my sister, like sister loving sports, but she was into basketball and
Okay.
I just couldn't take up
You
back.
hold on. You guys. She was here as well in Jamaica at the time.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Okay.
was my older sister. And
She's still here.
yeah, she's still in Jamaica, but I'm here.
Okay. Cool.
So
Right.
so she introduced me to sports basically because basketball I started watching with Reggie Miller and that kind of stuff, and then
Right.
I would watch, but I just couldn't get into playing. And obviously my uncle he played football and stuff, but me no know, I just go the other way. My younger brother did track and field, and I just fell in love with cricket. So I started playing in primary school, and then I went to Mona High. I made the high school under 19 team at grade 8.
Cool.
So I was playing from that time, and I just fell in love. I still play it here in New York, um, and we just follow West Indies religiously. I mean, obviously, you'd have played with some of the guys in high school that represent West Indies now, and you can't leave it them time. Like, yo, you used to play with him and see him then
So,
also.
so tell me some of the players, the man. Who are some of the players?
Well, one of the main ones, Sheldon Cottrell.
Okay.
I played against Sheldon Cottrell in high school. Yeah, man, and we used to call him Hulk. He went to
Yeah.
Penwood, and I can say
Hold
proud.
on. No pen with them churn out a bag of titles year in year out. Is it
Penwood,
Penwood? Or is I was
Eltham.
who- no man, hold on. Hold on. Which
Eltham
level
used
you
to
talking about? Primary
high,
or high
high
school?
school,
High
high
school.
school level. El, Eltham
Which
was
school win
dominant.
year in year out? Which school win year in year out?
If you're talking about in town, we play Grey Shield. Eltham used to dominate a lot. And
All Island.
if you're talking about where them play in a country, states.
No man, something not ring a bell, man. One of them school and not ring a bell.
Oh well, we don't know.
There's a school like All Island. Anytime cricket play, you just expect that that team is going to the final.
As states they
I
are
thought,
about.
brother. Well, you're right, fine, yeah, okay, yes, Stats is one, but there's another school. But all right, you're the cricket boss, so I
Yeah,
love it,
yeah.
I
I
love it.
mean JC win from time to time too, but anyway.
No, I know one of them traditional school still.
Yeah, so it's just that I'm passionate about cricket from ever since. So West Indies is a love hate relationship. Obviously, you coast all the time because you would have
But you
known
can't leave it alone, eh?
yeah, man, you'd have known the history of the great times that West Indies we used to dominate cricket. And then in a year time now, it's like, bro, we can't win a game and stuff like that.
Mm,
So for me, because I love to play it, I love to watch it, and I'm very invested.
gotcha.
So the game, as long as it come on, me I go watch, boss. And you see my hashtag and stuff in the brackets. Of course, I'm upset of the defeat that we got. So me I go just put.
Did you expect the defeat?
I actually think that we're going to win the series 2-1. So I expect a defeat because of the. I don't know how familiar you are with the situation right now with West Indies, but a lot of the senior team, our senior players, they pulled out because of
Right.
Corona.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, they
yeah.
say it's Corona.
I think that right. Yeah, I was gonna say that because I know there are a lot of um stories going out, and probably rightfully so, that they opted out. Say it's more like boycotting the whole thing and not going there for their own personal reasons, as opposed to
Yeah,
legitimate reasons to say that they don't want to play. And probably, money is a big thing. It's always been a big thing
that's it. It's not no
in
Corona.
sport,
That's it.
right? And players would rather play the shortened versions of the leagues, or well, it's the same 2020, but play where big money is being paid out, as opposed to West Indies that they don't think is run properly, and the whole bag of things. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
it's a
so the senior members aren't there, and so a lot of bits and pieces cricketers were called up. People they had 6 debutants today. Six. I don't think
wow.
you're ever going to see a cricket match where you have 6 debutants on the same day. So a lot of players who would have not made the team a long time ago,
I, I,
them
I would be expected to make the team anytime soon.
yeah, so
I'm just
they
being
end up
real. I mean, I'm just saying. Probably these guys would be second and a half to third string.
even not even playing cricket. Some of the guys you haven't heard them name for like them not even represent them country, and
Wow.
then
No,
this
they're completely rusty, man.
yeah, so it's bits and pieces stuff. So I expect to
So
lose
hold
every
on.
year.
With all of that, how you still expect them to win the series? Bangladesh is
Because
not a joke side, bro.
exactly, but because Bangladesh is still below West Indies in terms of rankings and stuff. And even though they have
No, you
improved
should
massively,
you should know
wait,
better than that. You should know better than that.
even though they have improved massively, they haven't been
Yeah,
playing cricket for a while. And the best one day all rounder Shakib Al Hassan, he hasn't been playing any cricket for a year because he got banned. So it's like I
right.
think
I
it's
think
a
it was
bit
got bowling
because
action.
no man, he got banned because of some he didn't report for some what do you call it?
Drug the testing.
No, like not bribery, but some collusion kind of
Okay,
thing.
got you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he was supposed to report for some meeting and he didn't get to go and whatever. So he was banned for a year. So he just came back. So I thought that this is very even. You know, both teams have been playing for a while, and on the day some of these players that West
Wadimo,
Indies have,
Wadimo. Hold on, may I have to interrupt you.
yeah.
Yes, you're saying it will be even based on lack of playing time, but I believe with the cricketing connoisseur you would factor in the quality, even though they're not playing, and Bangladesh's quality, especially. All right, put everything else aside. What is West Indies' biggest Achilles heel
It, it,
in terms of as if we're batting, what is our biggest Achilles heel? What
no,
when we're facing opposition?
you're going to say spin, but I'm going to say this:
It's
West
not
Indies
spin.
West Indies biggest
Hold
Achilles
on, hold
heel.
on. It's not spin. We know them brain, you know. That's what.
Exactly. So for me, the biggest
But
Achilles heel
they're
for
still
West
poor
Indies.
technique wise, man. They're still poor technique wise.
Yeah. But the biggest Achilles heel is how them turn up on the day. Because one day, if they
Yeah.
bowl well, they won't bat well. But if they bat well, they won't bowl well or field well.
They hardly get the balance right.
They don't get the balance right of all three disciplines. So I thought that because of some of the names, because West Indies they still had Robman Powell,
Out of
Kyle Meyer, fine, but on his day, he can be dangerous. Kyle
No,
Meyer,
I wait back for that day, there, brother. I wait back for that day. There. A long time I see that day. There.
the Silva also made his debut, and you have some players who you expect can come up on the day. So that's why I said that they would have a chance to win the series.
So
So
you still have hope. You still hope that you're still hopeful then that they will turn it
af-
around.
after this morning's performance, boss, I'm losing a lot of hope, but I still will like
As I say,
122. The man them get ball out for. This
yeah
wasn't a
man, yeah man.
2020 game, It was a 50 over game, and West Indies
Hold
couldn't bat.
on, I thought it was a 2020.
No, this
Brother,
was
when I saw the score, I was like, but I still thought that for 2020 that was a poor score for me still,
that's the
because
point. That's
but I'm
the
saying,
point.
boy, that score you lick coming for 122. Nobody back that again. Them think that baby score as everybody. But
Exactly.
what is that 50 over? No, brother,
They didn't
that's
even bat
worse.
50 overs. They bat
You can't
30
bat 50
overs.
overs with you can't bat 50 overs making 122. They don't even make two. They don't even make 250. No, hold
Exactly.
on, No, I shouldn't say 250. Hold on. Them struggle to make 250. Let them say they don't even make 200
They not even
at the
make
very least.
150.
No competitive score. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
the thing, I know you're saying spin is the Achilles heel, but Bangladesh went into this game with three seamers and two spinners. So and a debutant for them was a pacer. He got three of the wickets, and as I mentioned, Shakib Al Hassan, the best all rounder in the world, he got 4 wickets for 8 runs. So I mean, it is what it is. But I saw some light, because one of our bowlers, he got 3 wickets.
Our producer is saying worst in this. True, my boss.
Yeah, I mean, right now. So I mean, that's why I'm appreciate my head because it was just very disappointing.
All right, let us move on from that. Right,
Yeah,
let's batter
please.
to it.
I,
We have more bad news to dole out.
mm,
All right, so that is one thing. Let's wrap up quickly in terms of the team. So we were saying that overall we believe that the Jamaican team should um have a good shout in terms of making the World Cup and doing some damage, all being well in terms of the teams we get, etc.
mm.
One last comment. I know you've been following it. What is your take on the general secretary of JFF?
Mm.
Um, I think it's Wint. and his statements and even talking. Lord of His mercy. Okay, so one, remember he was the one that spoke about the patty shop,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And also he is recent comments. They were what they were talking about again. It was
Listen, after the league conversation, I'm gonna follow up no more, right, so I'm not sure.
a Bruce Gaynor. Okay, no, it's a Bruce Gaynor. No, what no basically what happened is that long and short of it is, which is what happens all the time, is that um how these people are running the JFF and what some of the things they are doing, it's just not adding up,
Mm.
right? They're not putting things in place for the betterment of the team, of the squad, and a lot of loopholes are out there. They're saying that they can't get sponsorship. Basically, what? Oh yeah, I remember the argument. No, the argument was something along this line. Because of COVID, they have to wait to approach persons because people are having a tough time, and so they can't raise funds, and so they have to understand that this is happening with persons, and so they have to wait until the right time. My question is, when is the right time,
I was just about to ask you when is the right time. COVID
right?
probably be here for the next what 3 4 years. We're just a
let's
go
let,
with.
let's hope let's hope not. But the indictment on them, Demo, is this: they are not able to find a single sponsor or whatever their excuse is. Yet, I believe his name is Chris Williams, who is heading the Premier League, local Premier League. He's been able to garner sponsors, big sponsors for the local Premier League that is not even playing.
Oh, so you
Right?
now wait for the right time.
He's now up on the right time. Right?
That is that is
He's
so.
taking big risks in COVID time and getting sponsors for each and every Premier League team. I'm not sure how many he's garnered so far. Maybe
Yeah,
Al could remind me of each team. But long and short of it, bro, there's not no cockamamie or some baby sponsors, big hitters,
yeah.
right? And the biggest again indictment I'm saying all these years we've been struggling to get a proper sponsor and stuff. He's getting sponsors for the teams and he's seeking to get a sponsor for the league because one of the issues was that on the jerseys, the sponsor was there. You know, jersey and branding is a big
Yeah,
thing,
man, yeah, man.
and strategic branding as well. And the issue was that the Premier League, I think, was on the front of the shirt, so sponsors couldn't get their names there or something to that effect. So he's changing all of those dynamics.
Mm.
One short of it is he's getting sponsors for the league when the big JFF cannot get a single soul, and that is a big um big indictment.
Yeah.
Okay, the gentleman is the boss of the company called Proven.
What kind of company?
Um, I, I think they're Al, what kind of company are they? Oh, investment. They're an investment company.
Okay,
If
okay.
you're in Jamaica, you pass some billboards and all it says is Proven.
Oh,
There was someone that said I need to talk about that because I said nobody don't know what that is. They just say Proven. You don't know where who Proven is, what this is about. It's just
yeah.
I didn't need to work on that advertising thing, but um there are many corporate companies that are running to sign up for the RSPL.
Mm.
Well, oh no, well, we say RSPL. We don't know if they'll be sponsored by Red Stripe,
Yeah, man,
but
man.
but and Peter Bunting is a part owner of Proven as well. One of the big things, bro, long and short of it is obviously those in the JFF are not trusted. The
Mm.
persons who are the potential sponsors, they don't trust them. Also would have thrown their hat in the ring a long time ago. They don't trust them. They don't think they are able to handle the resources, and so they're not getting anywhere near them.
Mm.
Um, Again, Ricky, I'll in the back office is saying we may have as much as 5 or 10 sponsors already. So between
Mm.
5 to 10 sponsors for a 12 team. Well, I think it's expanded for this year to 16. Don't remember, but long and short of it is this is more sponsors than we've ever had before
Mm.
in one sitting. All right. That aside, now let's go international. Um, a few. Well, I haven't followed everything, but obviously Leon Bailey's Bayern Leverkusen played recently. I played a few games. His form has been picking up again.
Mm.
Had a hand in his team's victory, getting an assist, I believe.
Big ball.
Um, yeah, and that only augurs well for the national setup when he does get in. And what he's always been looking for is getting persons around him that would, as he said, understand his thinking in terms of if he's making if he's making a run or they are making runs, you can put the ball in areas that people can receive the passes, as opposed to having static players
Yeah.
and the person's not knowing where to go or how to have proper movement and cohesion and synergy in the team. And so he's looking for players that are at that level. And that is what we are getting at this, or he'll be getting at this time, with the players that we mentioned earlier. So they beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1. Dortmund struggling again, up and down, topsy turvy. But
Sancho boy.
that's yeah, that's Dortmund for you. Haaland blanking at this point, but he's been in and out as well, injuries and so forth. But
Yeah.
still, I still think that overall the team is just inconsistent. Your thoughts on the firing of Thomas Tuchel and the potential hiring of Thomas Tuchel, but fired from PSG? Your thoughts on that, and also Thomas Tuchel potentially being being touted as the next coach of Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. PSG's main thing is not to win the league in France. Um, he- he's supposed to win the Champions League, and
Why could no? What I'm saying is, why couldn't he win it? What was his issue with the players that he
yeah,
had?
I know, I'm getting there.
Mhm.
So I'm saying
Okay.
because of this failure of winning the Champions League with the star-studded squad that he has. I mean, Bayern Munich, they're a very hard team to beat, especially that year that they lost in the final. But you cannot keep failing at that level. I mean, you dominate France, and obviously the quality is not the same when you get to the Champions. So you have to be preparing to win the Champions League. I don't know how you're going to do, but you have to prepare for that. And I don't know why they can't get over the line. People always say the players are much as far to be blamed as the manager. But then
Mhm.
when the manager wins, when the team wins, the manager don't really get a lot of big ups. It's the team, but when the team loses, the manager gets the blame. So I mean, for him, I don't really rate him as no big coach or anything. And so if he
Mhm.
goes to Chelsea, I I really
Same old,
don't
same
see.
old.
Yeah, I don't see a lot improving for Chelsea. Um, I wouldn't say you must give Lampard more time either, because I think Lampard is a very average coach. He didn't do anything at Derby to deserve the job at Chelsea in the first place. And I used to watch them obviously because Harry Wilson was there. So I don't know. Alright, let's just put it this way. Tuchel is an improvement on Lampard, but I don't see them winning the league with Tuchel.
What
I
about Max
mean,
Allegri?
Allegri, what's Max Allegri's style of play? I don't know. I
All right.
I don't
One
know
more.
much
I got one.
about it.
I got one more for you. One more for you. You're a coach.
Who
You're a coach, man, for
who is
Chelsea.
who is my coach?
BR, brother. BR.
Brendan Rodgers
All
still
right. All
won't
right.
win them nothing, boss. We don't understand why I ask about Brendan Rodgers. He's not going
You,
to win anything.
we know how that love hate thing go already, man.
No, I
And
think maybe
just like with me with Sergio Ramos,
you see for
where
me,
I get Mhm.
maybe what's his name? Leipzig coach. I think he would probably be a better choice to take over Chelsea.
um
Now, wait,
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann, yeah. I think
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
he.
that's also a good shout. Um, oh, that's what I'm just looking at. Ricky's saying, I don't know if it's Max Allegri would get them relegated. Or he's saying Lampard.
Yeah, because
Um,
Allegri is
I
very
says he
defensive.
says Sarri is available. Nobody not going back to Sarri.
Nah, that's not happening.
Sarri ball is not happening
Yeah,
again.
that's not happening.
But I mean, for me, I think a good shot would be Nagelsmann. Also, obviously you don't agree, but I think Rodgers is not a bad option either. Nagelsmann is one of those young, innovative German coaches that come out of the stables of the clubs, and I don't remember who clubs who was a predecessor to Klopp in terms of the thinking and the philosophy. I don't remember that coach's name, but that ilk of players of coaches, sorry, are innovative. I think there are a couple others that are the names are still in, but they're young coaches. They're not afraid to think out of the box,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what a lot of them bring to the table. So Nagelsmann is one. There's another one in Germany. I think he's in Germany or he's in Austria. One of the two.
Mm.
I think he's the coach of Salzburg. I just
Oh
don't remember.
yeah, yeah, the American.
Oh, okay. So wrong coach, but he's not a bad coach either.
Mm.
Um, it's strange. I'm not telling you, not somebody this in America, but it's strange to see a coach from America going across
Trust,
and doing so. Yeah,
trust
they're
me,
not.
it is.
Not they're like a dime a dozen.
Yeah, but
About
I know
a
the
dime.
guy you're talking about, but his name slipping.
Yeah, a dime a dozen sound short is actually longer than that.
Yeah, but
Okay. Mhm.
in terms of the Chelsea thing, what you mean? Like, are you looking for an interim thing, or you mean a permanent coach?
No
Are
man,
you,
they're looking to. There's rumors that they're gonna fire Lampard, so we're looking for the next coach.
oh, so not an interim for just keep until the end of this.
Well, you know what? I don't know because Abramovich is very strange, a
Exactly. Can you
weird
remember
manager.
him
So
bringing Benitez the last time, and
no,
Benitez won them?
the man is gonna whoever goes into coach, just collect your paper and enjoy yourself. You don't know how long it's gonna be, but you just want the opportunity. Dimo, you can't tell me that you would not take up the opportunity to coach, collect a proper food, and leave at the end of the season. You just take your 6 months or whatever it is, better
Yes,
and go
sir.
your merry way.
Yes,
You
sir.
see? Because Abramovich is a real madman. He does not know what to keep and what to throw away. So
Yeah.
he's gonna search for the next big thing to try to get back on top of the hill again. But it's gonna be a challenge for them currently.
Funny story about him, I actually met his bodyguard. I was working with his bodyguard for a while, and him tell me some things about him.
Abramovich,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, man, he's a crazy
So,
man. But him saying cool though, him saying cool.
I thought they said that the bodyguard is a crazy man. So it's
No,
Abramovich is crazy.
yeah, him do some crazy things.
Oh, Z. Well, that we've seen, and he's. I'm sure that bodyguard has seen much more. So you can imagine those things.
Exactly, exactly.
All right. So that aside, again, let us now do a quick review of what has transpired over the crazy league that is the English Premier League. Um, it's been as personally as we are Liverpoolians. It's been a very what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just put that as tough, challenging watch with the fixtures that have gone by. I mean, not too long ago, again, quote unquote, after Christmas, we were top of the league, and it seems as if every time we go top for the most part, something goes awry for one reason or the other. Um, do you think that the front three has gotten stale and there needs to be a shake-up? And what do you think that shake-up needs to be?
No, I don't. All right, so this just give me some time, please, because I have been ranting about this for some time on a lot of different channels, and a lot of people are come at me for this. But I'm going to tell you this.
This is your space, bro. This is home. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this right now. Jurgen Klopp has been getting a lot of things wrong lately, and I think that is why the front three seemingly not
It's not
performing
clicking.
up to standard. But people are saying that, but let me just get this out there first. This front three that we're seeing not clicking has um put Liverpool as the number one team in the league in terms of goals scored. So we are still number one in terms of goals scored. Even after we didn't score for 3 games straight, we have scored 37 goals this season, and that's the most goals scored by a team this season. This front three involves Mohamed Salah, who is not only Liverpool's leading goal scorer, but the Premier League leading goal scorer with 13 goals this season. So this thing about we not score goals and da da da. Sure, it didn't happen for the past couple games, but we're still top of the league in both the personal leading goal scorer and the overall team being goal scored. All right, so I'm just gonna get that out here. But for
But hold on. I'm gonna let it complete. But if I may say, then why? Uh, okay, so basically you're as good as your last result, right? But
yeah,
what is it that with even the issues we've had at the back,
yeah,
um, with the personnel and the concern there, we were pretty solid, and people were even saying we were looking at it and saying, "Wow, look at the team now." Um, Still doing well without the cover. Let me interject while I pick up again. Do you think that the biggest mistake? So you get you know me not be really blame Klopp for much because I can see the other side of things. But do you think the biggest mistake that he made for the season, or where they rank it, was playing Jota in a non-important game?
exactly. So that's where I'm getting right.
Okay. Hmm.
I think I've already made it clear that that was the stupidest decision that could have ever been made. And I mean, he went on to the other things, to like playing Salah for the whole 99 minutes and all of that stuff in a
Yeah,
game
a
that.
couple of games around that time was a couple of games around that time never made no sense why certain players were playing and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, so he has been doing stuff like that. But that Jota thing, Jota wasn't only coming, he didn't only come in and made an instant impact for Liverpool, but he was also putting pressure on the front three. So, so if you mess up, Jota is there to come and take your place. And I think that made the others start to play well. I mean, Firmino actually picked up a bit when Jota got injured, I must say that. But the other two, that's why they ended up in, well, Salah for one ended up in the goals, because as soon as Jota came, they know that they have somebody there on the bench ready to come in and ready to take the spot, right? So it that decision, just I will never forgive Klopp for doing that. Never, right?
So
Then
hold on, Diva, that's really hold on. You hear what you just said? That is harsh, man. And you'll never forgive him for that. So
no,
so hold on. You say that to say that you do not believe that we will win the league then, because I believe all will be forgiven if we win the league, right?
no, I don't. Even if we win the league, I don't think I'm gonna forgive him for that. Jota was on pace to be the Premier League player of the season. I wonder if
All
you
right.
know that.
No, but hold on. All right. So Jota, with that, I can understand that. That's projection. We're not sure, but fine. He was doing exceptionally well, and that's potentially where he was headed.
Yes.
But I'm saying the ultimate goal right now is would be for us to retain the Premier League, and with all the hiccups and stuff, if we retain the Premier League, there's no room in your heart for any forgiveness, or it's just that you're so concerned about um Jota's absence, picking up an injury that you believe was unnecessary. That you have no room in your heart to forgive Klopp.
Listen, I'll probably have to see it first and then see how I react. But for right now, I just can't see myself. I forgive Klopp for that. Like, I
No,
just
you're right, but I'm saying if we win the league, because this has hampered our goals and everything, and the way the team was gelling. But I'm saying if ultimately we some way somehow scrape through and win the league, that is where we wanted to head to the top of the table. No,
fine. So maybe I will. But
all
like,
right, all
you
right,
know how I feel right
all right,
now.
all right.
Just,
Yeah, so
right.
go into the yeah. Mm.
So now the the chemistry and cohesion now. Jota is out, and then our centre backs, Matip can't stay fit. Obviously, Joe
Yeah,
Gomez, Van
yeah.
Dijk on. So Fabinho, who is one of our major pieces in that midfield as a defensive midfielder, is now playing centre back. And you, Jurgen Klopp, decide that you need to take another midfielder who is so crucial to Liverpool's midfield in Jordan Henderson, and you decide
Hmm.
you need to go play him at centre back too. When you have Nat Phillips there, and I'm saying this no, Nat Phillips, and this is what I've been preaching every channel I go on. Nat Phillips should have been playing centre back for Liverpool throughout this season when everybody went down, since they're not buying anybody, right? Nat Phillips has Bundesliga 2 experience. He came in, you call him back from loan. right? When we had to play Everton in that cup, and he made his debut against Nat Phillips came and he was the standout performer against Carlo Ancelotti's men when the youths played them, and Curtis Jones knocked them out. Nat Phillips, Richarlison, Calvert Lewin, all of them play, and Nat Phillips was excellent in that game. Him not get no game time after that. The struggle scheme, and he had to play him against West Ham when he made his Premier League debut. And Hallier had a horrible time against Nat Phillips in that game. So much so that Hallier had to move from where he was to go to Joe Gomez for try and win some headers because Nat was cleaning up everything and he had an excellent game against West Ham. And then you ditch him again. It came around to, I think, Newcastle. Apparently, they're saying that he had a horrible game in that game, which I think that game ended 0-0. And Nat Phillips I didn't think he had a bad game, right? So a natural centre back now, you are not playing him there because he's so-called not a ball playing centre back, and he's probably too slow or whatever you want to say. But every time you have called upon him, he has done well, and he has done his job very well. He's probably just a traditional centre back where could defend first at all costs, right? No prisoners kind of defender. But you have a natural centre back. But you decide to make us light in two areas. You take out that Jordan Henderson, that drive, and I think that's one of the reasons why the front three and everybody cohesion now work and right train. Because Jordan Henderson covers strength in that midfield whenever he bombs forward. And he does so much in that midfield, the energy and everything, and those flick crosses in the box. And you decide to take him out and put him in centre back that he's not a centre back. He comes out as a centre back and he makes some stupid decision because he's a midfielder. That goal for Southampton, Jordan Henderson was the one who played him onside. Because the defensive line move up, Jordan Henderson is not a defender. He didn't move up in time with the line, and he played the man onside, and then he scored, right? And he not just that.
I don't remember that part because I just remember the ball passing right beside Trent. Who never.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But you're saying the initial play was Henderson keeping them onside.
Keeping them onside.
Okay, didn't see that part. Cool.
Me not ask you because I watch it clearly because
no man. I'm saying I didn't see that, but I can see too.
Yeah. So he's not a defender, and you have defenders there, and not only that, he's not the tallest person anyway, and he's going to get out jumped and for set pieces and stuff like that. When you have Nat Phillips on the bench, who's excellent in the air and can do it, why is it so hard for you to just play the man at centre back? You have a natural centre back, and I believe that Thiago and Henderson in that midfield is what the front three and everybody else need feet work, right? And so for me, that is where the major issue is. Apart from the Jota thing, this Jordan Henderson at centre back boss, it's just not working. Jurgen Klopp needs to play the man, and this, I'm telling this Jurgen Klopp believing in youths and whatever, like it just I'm gonna get it, boss. I really don't. And if we do that against Burnley tomorrow and play Henderson at centre back with them big man who Burnley love long ball and something, we're going to lose that game.
No, if he does that tomorrow, then you really have to question where Jurgen Klopp's head is at. And you have obviously not obviously I don't like to name drop and bring people in that probably don't need to be brought in, but there are certain persons who are saying he's a flop and they're touting a certain Manchester City coach as whatever. You know that particular person and you've heard them speak on local radio. Let's not say any names, but I think I don't know what they believe. If it's true or lie, or they really hold on to that. But long and short of it is focusing on ourselves. For the previous game, let's look at Manchester United. For the previous game when we played them, I personally didn't have an issue with him playing there. No, I shouldn't say that. I wasn't overall pleased, but I could understand because I was concerned about the recent form of Williams, who was struggling a bit, and also Nat Phillips. I did have a concern about his lack of pace against the fast Manchester United team and so on and so forth. So I could understand in that capacity. When it comes to so we are agreeing with it totally, losing that oomph, that drive, that impetus that Henderson brings centrally. And we've sacrificed it for a game or a couple games, and we just have to bite the bullet, work with the man them that are natural centre backs, which is Reese or Phillips, and you're push as you said, you're pushing for Phillips because maybe Williams has lost a little confidence because of the issues that have happened recently. Maybe his confidence is down, and Nat Phillips um hasn't been through the rigors as much as Williams. So probably give Williams a little break, let him reset, and give Nat Phillips a run out against Burnley. And again, you mentioned perfectly that they're gonna be using their height. That's their MO. They're gonna be using their height. Their brute force. They're gonna have Chris Wood jumping all over the place. Others like him. Ben Mee, Tarkowski. The list goes on and on. Those guys are not going to play. And I can, like you, unfortunately, see, even though it's at home, see, well, you see, when it comes to Liverpool at home, no matter how horrible we've been,
Yeah.
I just not seeing a team beating us. But I
Yeah.
can't take another draw right now, especially with all the teams ahead of us.
Mm.
The pressure is on us now to get the victories. We have to start racking up victories because we have as many draws as we do have wins. And
Mm.
clearly, I think it was Mourinho who perfectly made it famous or whatever the term is some years ago. When you just put it together, you have 10 matches, 10 draws is 10 points. 5 wins and 5 losses, that's 15 points. It's
Mm.
clear as day that draws are not going to win you the league more often than not.
Yeah.
Right? The one time it probably worked out was Arsenal winning with the
In
maybe
midfield.
11 league draws. But
Yeah.
Liverpool has never, ever been successful or have had that fortune of winning with many draws. Once we get into double digits, a problem. Because
Mm.
again, look at it. We lost one league game, we didn't win the title. We lost recently. We lost 2 league games in 2008-09. We did not win the title. So we're trending towards that again. I want to see
Yeah.
the likes of United getting the wins, Leicester getting 11 or so wins, and we who was ahead of everybody, stuck on 9 wins. Definitely something we want to rectify tomorrow. Um, give me a starting your lineup. Your preferred starting 11.
Me or we Klopp are gonna do? Because
your
like,
your preferred starting 11.
all right, so Alisson definitely will be in goal, even though people are saying Trent having a horrible season. I think he's having a bad season. I don't think it's a horrible season.
Hold
Coming
on,
back,
stick up in there. What do you think is going wrong? Or what
he's
do you think is
coming back.
happening?
He's coming back
Not
from
mention the
injury.
COVID thing. Mm.
Yeah, and he
But
also had
do you
an
think
injury.
he needs to get a rest and Nico comes in?
I thought he was rushed back in. I don't. He's just coming back from. I think it was an ankle injury or a heel injury, and he just rushing back at halftime against Leicester. I mean, he did come on and pick up an assist, right? But you can't just rush back people like that. I know he's just consistently playing, and I just don't think he's fully fit. That's just it for
Okay.
me. I mean, like I don't know why you took Nico out the team in the first place, but hey, I Klopp thing, right? So I'll go Trent. I'm hearing that Matip might be fit for the game, and so if Matip is fit for the
All right,
game,
let us.
obviously,
That I did the last time. Let's put that aside. Matip, you have to wait till Matip go up on the field. And even when he go up on the field, you have to pray him get through the 90. I mean, I love Matip and I don't like the glass name and the this name and the that, but it just is what it is right now. So give me a lineup without Matip, please.
oh, we don't. I mean, just because I saw
Because
him
of
in
false
training,
hope,
so I
false
don't.
hope, false hope. Don't want a
All right,
false hope
fine,
victory.
fine. So I'll definitely go Trent, not Phillips, Fabinho, and Robertson at left back, and
Mm-hmm.
in midfield against Burnley. I'm definitely not playing Gino Wijnaldum in this game because I think he also needs a rest. He's been playing consistently
Every game,
every
basically.
single game. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in Manchester United, he wasn't that special in that game. And I think it's just because he needs a rest. So
Okay.
so I'm going to go Thiago, Henderson, and obviously I'm gonna play Curtis Jones in midfield. And then the front three picks itself. No, for me, I'm doing that because I'm taking Jordan Henderson from defense and play him in midfield. If Henderson plays as a centre back, I'm not playing Firmino. I'm not playing Firmino. I'm going to play
Well,
Minamino
reason being,
because I'm saying the drive that Jordan Henderson gives in midfield is going to help the front three gel better than if he's in.
but you say you're not gonna play Firmino.
Yeah, so Firmino plays if Henderson is in midfield because I think that's going to work better with
Oh,
the format.
but if he's not in midfield,
Exactly. Minamino plays up front with and
why? Why?
because I think Minamino is just he works harder. Whether or not whoever in a midfield, he's going to always
So he works harder than Bobby. You're saying.
yeah. As in
What is
right
wrong with
now in form.
what's wrong with Bobby right now?
Um
I mean, some goals that he would score for fun, you can't seem to find the back of the net, or some things that in your shots not coming off. I mean, what's going on?
yeah, I want to say the same thing as Genie in terms of he needs a rest, but Klopp just does not seem like him know if him want rest players. Has he been
Is it that he doesn't trust those on the bench, like oh Jota could come in and go right
yes,
in?
yes,
Because look at it, Origi came on for a little time and he was troubling the centre backs. He actually was troubling them. And you're
exactly.
saying give him a 20 minutes now, man, give him a 25 minutes, give him a chance to run out.
Yeah, but
Minamino, everybody's on Minamino not getting, I think, subsequent enough time out
mhm,
to really gel. He's one of those players that you have to deal. Sorry, he's one of those players that you have to deal with. You have to look at where he's coming from. So he's gonna take a little longer to adapt, but he has to. Obviously, from the preseason, he was looking good, and then starting on his like, obviously saying, "Listen, I'm sticking to my tried and tested," but you have to switch it up at times. That's why you brought these players in.
not
And
even
again,
that, not even that,
but
O'Neal. The man played in a 7-0 drumming of Crystal Palace and he scored the first goal to set the tone. And from that game, Minamino not even come off of the bench. See,
mhm, mhm,
we're
mhm.
chasing goals and you now bring on like how is he supposed to how him feel? How him
Yeah,
supposed to get consistent?
I can't get. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't
Agreed,
make
agreed.
sense. Like
Yeah.
man, I get it. You know what I mean? So
It causes a question. What is really happening behind the scenes? We're not seeing it, but I mean, seriously, you're trying to wonder what is going on, why the players can't get game time. We are here and you're not hearing a noise. You're not gonna. I don't think you'll ever hear Minamino complaining, but I'm sure he can't be pleased with lack of game time he's getting at all. And that, as I said, the only way you're gonna get better is to get games. And when you're not getting the run out, that's why people slating Origi. Okay, so fine. Origi may not be the world class backup that you're looking for or whatever, but
yeah.
he can do a job and at least give a different dimension. And rather than sticking him out wide, put him central and allow him to cause some trouble. I mean, obviously there's a reason why he scored the goals he did. It's not a fluke. He does have quality. All right.
Exactly.
Let's look
But
at some other. Yeah, yeah,
O'Neal,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
even if you don't want drop whatever, play a different formation, boss. Play
Four
four
two
two
three one.
three one and make
Mm-hmm.
Firmino drop and use Origi or Minamino up top. Like try something different.
Right. Well, yeah, but
Shaqiri as the
and
10.
right. So yeah, and have that overload in the like we've done in some games. Have the overload in the attack. So
Yeah, because when we
and
had Jota, I think we tried that.
one of the issues again is the spacing. The guys are not playing. Something is just not right with the team. By the way, just before we touch some of the other teams and stuff going on, what is going on? I shouldn't say what is going on. Do you think there's an issue with a real issue with Salah and the team? Is his head turned? What is going on? Is there really an issue between himself and Mane, or why are they? What is really going on? They've just been
Uh,
completely out of sync.
Honestly, I didn't want to speculate and say um Salah and Mane have, but the way how it's been on the field, like me literally see, like the Salah probably if Salah score, Mane are probably the last one reach over there, and I may see them kind of something there. Man, like me don't want to read
Okay.
too much into it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that
But
wasn't the
it
case
look away.
before. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it
the
look
case
away.
before, right? And ever since that bus stop with them did have,
Right.
I
The
in that
second one,
game,
the second one.
Yeah.
So the first one you said that's bygone.
Yep. But it
But this
happened
next one,
again, and it's
yeah,
like since then, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, I've
But
heard that statement, so I wanted to get your take on it because I'm saying, could this really be something that came up? And then along with that, compounding the statements by Salah about not getting the captain's armband
yeah,
and some of the statements in the media, he did come out today that
exactly. That's where I was
and say that X, Y, Z. But at the same time, that a word amount and it's action that's gonna take place. What is gonna happen on the field with himself? How's Mane feeling? You know, in terms of Mane is not making the money he's making. Um, Mane is not the poster child. Is the first one that usually would be subbed off as opposed to Salah. You know, all of those things I think play a factor because Mane would say, "Hey, I'm just as necessary to what's going on here as opposed to just Salah."
yeah,
Um, and a lot of the times I see them kind of force feeding the ball to Salah,
yeah. They do it a
and
lot.
Salah is and that anytime you have teams whether you're forcing it to basketball players or whatever, anytime you try to force feed, many times everything goes off the rails because when you don't have the dependence of that particular individual, then the ball has to be spread around to individual. When you're forcing it to Messi, you're forcing it to Cristiano Ronaldo or whoever it is, then
Mm.
many times people just circling on that particular person and the whole thing stops.
And
Um, mhm.
to enforce your point, remember, in that game that we beat Crystal Palace 7 in Salah never start, and the team looked so cohesive in the first half. They were just gelling, Minamino and Mane, everybody Firmino interchange, everything at work, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Salah not for start or whatever, but that game just showed like when they not try force everything to Salah, everybody is gel and everything. I mean, he came on and he scored his goals, obviously, but
But hold on. But remember, he came on and scored the goals. But who was subbed off? Hey,
yeah,
hey, man, I did Bex, man. And
yeah,
worse, the man got scored two. Man was like, no, are you kidding me?
yeah.
Um, One of the other things as well is just perfectly with the Crystal Palace game, as you mentioned. If they're able to replicate that without Salah, maybe really and truly he can move on, or some people need to move on, and they can survive without Salah.
Nah,
You
definitely.
don't think?
Selling Salah the worst thing Liverpool can do right now. Even if it is to get Mbappe, uh, Salah's numbers for
Why? What?
Liverpool are
Salah, but you know, says no. He's a volume scorer, so he scores. He's
ridiculous.
no, but you know what they're ridiculous because he gets the number of chances he gets. Mane doesn't get half the chances, you know. He will need 20 chances to score one.
Listen to
You
me.
see, that's
Listen
the
to me.
issue. I'm
Salah
listening.
has 111 goals for Liverpool already from
We know we
177 games.
we know he has a lot of goals. I'm
In
just saying. I'm just saying
who
that
we
there.
know whoever you
Mhm.
think you're going to get, one is not proven in the Premier League. Two, there's no way they're going to be as clinical as Salah has
But the
been.
thing is, he's not that clinical. It's just that he gets a lot of chances and
His
scores a couple.
numbers says otherwise, boss. We mean he's not as clinical.
All right, I
100,
need to know
111 from 177.
111. Listen to me carefully, Listen to what I'm saying. 111 goals from 107 outings, correct?
177
What did
games.
I say?
107.
Sorry, 177 games,
Mm,
111 goals, right?
yeah.
And the pace of it, exceptional. But what I am speaking to specifically is the number of chances that he gets to get that 111. That's my problem. That he needs a whole lot of chances to score the goals. That's why we talk about the Kun Aguero as being world class because he doesn't need a number of chances. Jamie Vardy hardly gets chances, yet he's still right up there. Mane as well doesn't get the number of opportunities Salah does, but he's scoring goals. I'm just looking at that. But one of the other aspects is all right. So we have this issue going around. Um, Matip potentially come back. Where do you see Liverpool realistically at this moment ending up in the league? Do you still think they
No,
can have the title?
I still think Liverpool are going to win the league. So for me, the thing is, a lot of people are panicking right now, and I don't get it because everybody and every team who has gotten to first place, they went through their dip in form. I remember Manchester United were hovering somewhere between 12th and 13th at one point. They're now top of the league. Chelsea, they were at top. Now they're going through their rough patch. Manchester City didn't start off too well, and that was their rough patch. Now they're catching back form. Arsenal were once relegated, threatened, and I think they're probably 5 points off fourth place or something like that. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
this is just Liverpool's rough patch right now. The good thing about it is that in our rough patch, we only lost one game. And I mean, we've been drawing a lot of games. So I think that our upturn will come again, and we'll make up a good run of games. We
Mm-hmm.
played a lot of the top teams already, and we have to play Tottenham again soon. So
Hey, and you know, man, we still have a number of games that are that we're going against some big hitters, because remember, after we play
well,
Spurs
Tottenham after
at,
Burnley.
away, Spurs away, then we're gonna go to West Ham is the next, but then all right, hold on. Manchester City is in a few weeks' time
Mm,
after
West Ham.
Spurs. Yeah, so okay, so it's and you can't look past anything based on our form right now. And West Ham is actually looking good.
Yeah.
I'm not telling like the first name that comes to mind. I was planning to bring him in my fantasy team, but I
Mm,
have too many of them players in the team already.
yeah.
Is Antonio. That youth is dangerous, and he always gives us trouble. Always
Yeah.
gives Liverpool trouble. All right,
Yeah.
so we have Spurs in short order. Couple weeks on the road, it's Manchester City. Then Leicester. Will okay. Manchester City is our home, so we have that at home. Spurs away, City at home, Leicester away. In between that, I think there are some. I think FA Cup comes back in February. Is that correct?
I
Don't
mean,
remember right now.
I
Or
don't
is
know if
March?
we ever go through against Manchester United weekend, so that
Oh, sorry. Is United we playing weekend? All right, forget that. It's probably our champion. When Champions League come back again? March
I think that comes back to
or
this
February?
sometime this.
February. Okay. Um. Yeah. Then we have Everton the derby again. So listen, and this is all February, no, bro.
Yeah, but
This
you're
is
not
all
here.
in February.
I'm saying to you, we have played the big hitters earlier in the season, right?
Yeah, and
And
we're
for
gonna play
me,
them again.
yeah, but for me,
Especially in the poor form that we're in.
but I am saying for me, the big team them I know we not get points from. It's the smaller teams. So like the West Broms and the Newcastle and them nonsense. They like those are the games when me really like this Burnley game where I come up. Them
Yeah.
game where the game that we are worried about. Like Leicester, I don't know why we're worried about Leicester and Brendan Rodgers and Tottenham and them side. No, I'm not worried about those people. So I'm expecting to pick up points from those games, but the smaller teams, I'm just expecting our turnaround to come against those small teams. And Jota should be back at sometime the end of February or close to that, the 14th or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I still think
Um.
they're gonna win the league, but by some like 4 or 5 points.
Well, you're brave, man. All right. So let's take a quick look at what is happening now. So the point standings are as follows. I'm gonna give, what should I give? The top five. I would say top 10, but Arsenal not deserve a mention down there. So um, let's see. Manchester United after 19 games are 40 points on top. I'll keep that short and sweet. Well, I shouldn't say sweet, short, as I don't want to
Yeah,
mention that ever again.
yeah.
Um, City, a game in hand, has 38 points. So but provisionally they would go back to top if they win their next game. Leicester on 38 as well after 19. Liverpool after 18 games on 34 in fourth place. Um, Everton has 2 games in hand. So listen, if if all the fixtures if all the fixtures are played out evenly as we stand,
Mm,
Liverpool would probably be in. and the teams win,
About,
Liverpool would probably be in
about 6.
about sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good, not good.
I mean, not good. Like everybody they
Um,
close together, the points they not that far.
no, but hold on, no, but hold on. We've played what 18 games. All right, so potentially if we beat um
Burn.
Burnley, right, we
37.
would be on 37
Seven.
points,
Yeah.
right? But okay, so City would be what 4 points, potentially 4 points ahead of us, and United three. The
Yeah.
long and short of it is, you don't want the teams to go too far ahead. You don't want to keep dropping points. That's the
Yeah.
biggest
4 points
concern.
isn't too far ahead.
4 points is not, but because of our recent run, you don't. 6 points to me is six too much.
Yeah, but remember we're playing Manchester City like soon.
I still think it's six too much. They can get a draw and them all right. So we
Well,
have to ensure, and we have to go on a big run, which I'm not seeing from us right now. To be honest, City
mm,
is now making their run. They run all their fixtures coming up. The last five they've won. Probably it's the last seven they've won. I don't even know, but
mm.
they've been winning in buckets now. So that is definitely something that we have to try to address. But just quickly looking at it, as I said, some of the teams. Interestingly, um, Everton right up there, West Ham right up there. West Ham doing well. Chelsea in eighth, as I mentioned before. Southampton in ninth, and Arsenal in 10th. Arsenal languishing. They probably need to change coaches as well, because I'm not seeing anything really gonna be happening for them in terms of the top five. I can't say they're making top five right now, to be
It's
honest.
serious. Yes,
Um,
Arsenal start or make a run away. So
no man, they've won the last four and drawn one from what I'm
yeah,
seeing here, but
exactly.
it still don't mean much to me. That's a run coming from way down, but they could falter off again.
Mm.
Aston Villa is a surprise package, to be honest. Spoke about them some time ago, but they've been really making some valiant efforts.
You saw the
Poor.
game today?
I saw some of it, and boy, heartrending for Mings. Made a mistake at one point and made another mistake. Although that potential. What you thought it was an offside, by the way?
Listen to me. Everybody coming at me for saying the goal offside. Apparently the rules changed now.
Who's coming at you? The rules have changed, or
The-
you're just saying it?
No man, the rules have changed now. According to the rules that they have, persons know the phase of play because he chested the ball.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The phase of play now changed, so the man who did offside can tackle him. I am saying, how can
How's that? How that?
because the phase of play changes
No, I
when
heard they said the page have changed.
ball. So the
Oh
guy
boy.
is no longer offside because when the initial ball playing, he was offside. But then the guy got
But
chest.
no, but guess what? No, but guess what? He would not. Hold on. Okay, so one, I
Yeah,
believe that Mings should have. I believe that Mings should have headed the ball out. Okay,
yeah,
and moved on, and we should not have this conversation.
yeah.
But
But he
even
already
so,
time he know the man offside.
exactly, that's my next point. That the guy is offside, so he's not worrying about the guy behind him.
That's my argument to this whole thing. That the player knows that the guy is offside, so he's willing to take the
In
touch.
his mind, he's like, yo, even if I put on the ball right here, so he's offside. So if he touch me, I touch the ball, it's dead.
But apparently now the rules are saying that because he chested the ball, it ends the phase of play, and then he might try move it on and stuff, and the guy tackle him and it's not.
Ah boy.
So
Villa give a really great account of themselves, to be honest. We're very solid in defense. Martinez again, brilliant in goal,
yeah man.
and Aston Villa were looking pretty assured and comfortable to probably eke out a point
Mm,
with a draw, but it wasn't meant to be. A great goal by Bernardo Silva, to be honest, and Gundogan again, getting another goal.
yeah.
Um, Talking about, I mentioned Southampton, they're in ninth. Ralph Hasenhuttl was a very good coach.
Mm-hmm.
Respect him highly. Danny Ings potentially gonna do a Vinaldo, not sign a contract, and wait for offers at the end of the campaign
Yeah.
to maybe push to a Champions League team. What your thoughts on that?
And he said not Liverpool. Like every
Well, I mean, and that's not out of hate for Liverpool. He understands reality that he would not get this. It will be the same thing that happened to him before.
Yeah.
He'd
Well,
be on the bench.
for me personally, it's like a player always wants to further their career, and Danny Ings, with the form that he's in right now, I'm sure he can make a Champions League team. Um,
Fully deserving. He's been brilliant for Southampton for a few years. Well,
exactly, and I mean, to be fair, Southampton, they're one of those clubs who sells. So it's all good for me if Danny Ings wants to move on. I'd surely take him at Liverpool, but him obviously no come back. So there,
completely understood. If maybe a Firmino was out, he'd say, maybe I have a chance, but it's gonna be difficult.
he
And
doesn't
he
even
wants
have
to
to
get
be
started.
out. Just change the formation. Why we not?
Oh, no, okay, change the formation. All right, I get what you're saying. But then Jota coming back now, who's gonna
Yeah,
start? Is it Jota or it's
true.
just really crazy? But Danny Ings, consummate professional, deserves all that he can get out of the game that is good.
Mm,
And very, very unfortunate that he was actually on a good run and got a huge major injury at Liverpool, and things were just never the same again. And
mm-hmm.
Klopp actually wanted to incorporate him because he saw his work rate. And Danny Ings is a man who can score any type of goal, any type of goal. And again, as I said, he deserves a top six push or
Yeah,
a team that is playing in Europe at the very least.
exactly.
Um, yeah. So I think that covers a number of the things that I would look at. This weekend is, as I said, FA Cup. I'm just want to look and see if we have any fixtures before the next show so that we can just maybe run through a couple of them, preview,
Mm,
and call it a night.
yeah,
Let's see. What round would that be now? There's a makeup game for Aston Villa and Newcastle. Liverpool, as I said, playing Burnley tomorrow. So the next round is on the 26th. I think today is what, the 20th? So 26th, 26th would come around before the show, if memory serves. No, so? Because today's, am I off? Am I wrong? What is the 26th?
the 26th of Tuesday, next week Tuesday.
Yeah, so the games would be on before we come on. So let us just look at a couple of the fixtures then. So you tell me what stands out to you. Palace, West Ham, Newcastle, Leeds, Southampton, Arsenal, Southampton at home.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a game to watch. Southampton Arsenal.
Southampton at home. Arsenal winning games now. Aubameyang getting a double, hasn't scored in a while.
Man,
So his confidence is probably back. Saka, Bakary Saka, brilliant
Emil
youngster.
Smith Rowe.
Very good young player. Emil Smith Rowe, yeah. As I call him, the old school or throwback, the old school type of player.
Yeah,
Very nonetheless skillful young youth. He has decent passing ability. Can spot a pass and makes good runs. He makes the runs. He's always trying to put defenders on their back foot. So he's attack minded, and he's a player that will work because he tracks back and tries to help out and so on. So he's really one that stands out. And as don't remember who said it now, but it's something to note that the upsurge of Arsenal getting behind the back form has tied into this youngster coming to the fore and playing very well.
yep.
So credit to him, credit to Bakary Saka, who's a constant threat,
Mhm.
and all the best for the Arsenal outfit. Following game is the West Brom Manchester City.
By the way, you realize Southampton struggles. You see them struggling.
Um, I'm not really noticing it. I mean, they're not getting some results, but what's happening? What are you seeing?
I'm just saying, since Vestergaard has been injured,
Oh, okay, got you, I got you.
so
I got you. I
that's
got you.
why
But have they been conceding? Have they been conceding a whole lot of goals? Or just unfortunately?
they've been losing games. That's all we know.
Okay. So your thing is that
No,
Vestergaard was key to them. Okay.
yeah. I mean, they
Um.
beat us, obviously, but
Yeah. Um. West Brom Manchester City, is that a non-entity? Move on.
of course, I mean,
Um.
they drew with City at at the
West
Etihad.
Brom West Brom have been defensively solid, similar to what we're seeing from Fulham.
They have they have
But it's gonna be a tough time. It's gonna be tough.
they haven't been
Burn.
solid pass.
Who's that? Who?
West Brom. Just
No
give
man, recently they've been playing a little better. They've been playing better than they did earlier in the campaign.
definitely not.
What are you talking about? No man, they've been showing a lot more than they did earlier in the campaign, man.
No, they haven't, boss. After
What are you
we
talking about?
and them draw 1-1 with we, you see what happened to them? Arsenal spanked them
Hold on,
4.
hold on. Let
Arsenal
me think.
spanked them
Are
4.
are, are, are they that I'm mixing up the teams?
Leeds spanked them 5.
Oh,
Them
I'm mixing up the teams. It's not them.
almost be
Because come to think, I remember Liverpool. A brethren of mine, a co-worker, was saying because of what they did and how they went at us and stuff like that. Him saying don't want to see them win another game. I think the game right after that they got a decent result. I remember what, but
that's
many of the results, I just said, get some rollicking, and so I'm sure he's smiling.
even the
Very
game the
very
other day that they beat Wolves, it was 3-2. And they had to come
okay.
from behind.
All right, my bad then. My bad. Chelsea Wolves.
Yeah, that's
Wolves. What do you think about Wolves? Wolves have been a bit inconsistent, eh?
yeah, it's all down to Raul Jimenez being missing, and boy, that's what it, um the coach has to be changing the system to try and fit in what's his name, Semedo, because he doesn't normally play 4 at the back, but since Semedo came in, he's playing 4 at the back.
I think Semedo kind of is a little leaky at times defensively.
Semedo no good, boss. I don't know why I'm not playing Keanu Hoover all the time, but anyway,
You're
um,
just biased to former Liverpool players.
no, when Hoover played against Manchester United, he was excellent. But anyway, the
Excellent is a strong word. All right. So
yeah, the,
what's your take on that fixture? Lampard reeling and his team as well. Do you think Chelsea is gonna get the better of Wolves at home, or you think it's gonna be a draw or Wolves nick it?
yeah, I actually think it's going to be a draw. Wolves actually beat Chelsea last time they played. I remember that game and Neto was on fire. Um, but I think this time around it's going to be a draw. Chelsea can't
Okay.
get any worse. They just can't
Okay.
get any worse. They,
All right. Another fixture. Everton Leicester. Everton at home.
you see, this is how I mean. Teams are going to start drop points against each other and no turnaround comes. Everton, Leicester, there's going to be a winner there. I think Brendan Rodgers is a choker, but that's a tough game to call. I don't know if Calvert Lewin will be back for that game either. Ah, it's tough, but I'm going to say Leicester. They're going to edge it. They're going to edge that game.
All right. Spurs Liverpool.
And this is away from home. Um, that's a tough game. I'm going to say I'm going to say because predominantly Liverpool have been up for the big games, barring that the two Manchester teams, because we drew against them. We beat Chelsea, beat Spurs, beat Leicester, Wolves. I'm going to say that Liverpool are going to win this game 2-1.
Mm, interesting.
Yeah.
Looking at a few more that may stand out. Arsenal gonna play Man U after that.
Ooh.
Nothing else it really stands out unless you get some surprises.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, probably I don't know what will happen with Man U and Arsenal. Probably Arsenal.
Man
I
U,
don't think it's convincing.
Man U win the game.
I wouldn't mind Man U losing though, to be honest.
I mean, Arsenal did
And
beat them at Old Trafford. They that Aubameyang penalty, but
mm, and one last fixture. I think we oh no. By next Wednesday, these games we can cover that. So yeah, we can cover the other games after that. So that covers that. All right. So I think we've covered quite a bit of games. NFL, of course, is this week. I believe it's this weekend again. That's right up my
yeah,
street.
I have no clue about that.
When the West when we get a little shine, man. When the next West Indies
Tomorrow they play again tomorrow.
play again tomorrow, you're going to lose sleep over the West Indies again.
I probably will, unfortunately.
Lose sleep and then be groggy and miserable going into work.
I
when
mean,
West Indies have lost.
that's the fun of it. You don't know.
No, that's not fun. That's not fun. Fun is winning.
Yeah,
You've
but
seen
you
your
don't
team win.
know.
It's not,
They're very inconsistent. That means they win and they lose.
bro. The, I don't know about the winning part. West Indies have not done much winning, as far as I can tell. You see, so
Eh,
let's not even go there. All right.
uh,
So while Demo stays and endures for just a minute, regarding the NFL. So this weekend, guys, can we know we touch pretty much a number of topics quickly. It's the Green Bay Packers at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm disappointed that Tom Brady is still getting an opportunity to reach another Super Bowl. I believe that with the Packers outfit, they have enough tools to knock the Bucks out and leave Brady crying and going home. It's not a I haven't fancied him from the New England Patriots days. Still don't fancy him. I still think that he shouldn't even be where he's at. But that's another ball game. Buccaneers to lose to the Green Bay Packers at home. Kansas City Chiefs at home to the Buffalo Bills. Very, very difficult game to call. Not sure if you're gonna have Patrick Holmes back because Patrick Mahomes back because he had a concussion, and I'm not sure how long that will be able to, or when that will be sorted in terms of him going through the proper protocol for him to be able to play that game. The backup Henny, I don't remember his first name, did a pretty decent job, but the Cleveland Browns had a great opportunity still to steal that game. And they were unable to do it. A number of things happened toward the back end of the game. They were not able to pull it off. And then Henny made a brilliant back-breaking, game-ending run to get a first down, and the game was done. But the Bills are a tough outfit, and if Patrick Mahomes is back, I give the Chiefs the edge. If he's out, I'd have to give the Buffalo Bills the edge to win that game. Um, and that is it for the divisional. And then after that, it is going to be 2 weeks and then the Super Bowl. I think that's about it. Yeah, so that's it. Demo, thanks to Demo, thanks to Al Winter, who wasn't unable to join us in the show, but he was doing some production. I haven't seen him make any comments. I'm not sure what's happening on that end. I'm not sure if comments are being sent from you, the viewers, but for those who are watching, please send a comment, share the thoughts in terms of what we discussed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, whatever the options are, so you can keep abreast of what we're doing. Again, I'm O'Neill Campbell. That is Demo Dre signing off for another night. Thank you so much for joining us for iRep Sports. See you next time.
big up, big up.
Demo, over and out. Blessings, bro.
Yeah, man, big up.
All right. Bye bye.